Howdy guys, Kel Kellogg here. Welcome back to the channel. If you're not already a subscriber, please help me out. Hit that subscribe button down there, hit that bell notification, and you'll always know when I'm here on YouTube talking about fishing tactics. And today we are going to be talking about dodgers. I ran a video last week talking about dodgers and flashers, and it generated a bunch of questions about trolling speed and dodgers. And you know, I'm going to address trolling speed and dodgers, but I'm also going to show you a couple ways, actually 3 different ways to tweak dodgers. One way is to tweak them to run slower out of the package. The other 2 tweaks are about how to get more speed out of your dodgers. If you're wanting to troll a little bit faster than a dodger straight out of the package is going to allow you without spinning, I'm going to show you a couple ways to tame that spin and get a little bit more speed out of your dodgers. But before I do that, I want to talk about these 2 blades right here. I've had a lot of guys reach out to me and talk about the success they've been having on dark navy blue dodgers and black dodgers. And I've been playing with this black and orange diamondback for quite a while for both kokanee and trout, and I have been catching quite a few fish on this one and also on a dark midnight blue model. So I reached out to my supplier. I got some dodgers painted up special in this super dark midnight blue color. I've added the big eye, I've added the moon crackle tape. I'm offering a 2-blade set. If you want to get your feet wet in the dark dodger arena, we are calling these our dark night set. You get a 4-inch fisheye pro in the midnight blue color. You get a 6-inch fisheye pro in the midnight blue color. If you're interested, get on over to fishhuntshoot.com. Grab your 2 dodger combo now. Limited numbers for now. I might make these a regular deal. We'll see how they're accepted. We'll see if you guys can take them out on the water and see some significant fish catching activity on them. Anyway, if you want to get into dark dodgers, get on over to fishhuntshoot.com and grab our dark night dodger combo. Okay, enough about that. Let's talk about dodgers and trolling speed. The first question I'll get is, how fast should you troll a Seps dodger? How fast should you troll a sling blade? How fast should you troll this dodger or that dodger or another dodger? And I'm going to tell you right now, I can give you some basic speeds, but there are variables. One of the big variables, in dodger speed is what are you pulling behind the dodger? If you're pulling a large lure that has a lot of drag, you're probably going to be able to troll that dodger faster than you would if you were trolling something that's pretty sleek, like a little hoochie or something like that. So I'm going to tell you, the acid test of action on a dodger or action on a spoon or a plug or whatever is putting it aside of the boat and checking your trolling speed. Look at where you're getting the best action, figure out what speed that is, and then troll at that speed. You should be checking all the gear that you put into the water. It takes a second. Even if you've been dialed in on speed and you catch a fish on something, you should check the action again aside of the boat, because maybe something got bent, maybe something's not working quite right. So again, the acid test on how fast you should be trolling any given combination, be it a dodger and a spoon or a fly and an action disc or whatever, is testing that lure aside of the boat and then replicating that speed. If your fly and disc is working best at 1.9 miles an hour, that's the speed you want to be trolling at on that given day. So let's say you're out on the water. Let's say maybe we're kokanee fishing, and you got some of my 4-inch fisheye pros like that. You've been fishing for trout with them. You've been trolling at 2 miles an hour. You've been doing terrific. Okay, but now we're kokanee fishing and we want to troll slower than 2 miles an hour. Maybe we want to troll at 1.3 or 1.5, something like that. More traditional kokanee type speeds. How can you make this blade run at lower speeds? And I just happen to have one here that I was running at Bucks Lake for kokanee. Now this is an orange on orange 4-inch fisheye. This is a pink on pink 4-inch fisheye. Let me show you the profile on these. This one I was running at about 1.3 to 1.5 miles an hour. Look at the difference in those blades. This is how they come out of the package. This is one that I've bent to run at a lower speed. all you need to do with these slim Dodgers is just gradually use your fingers to form a bend in that blade. Now, if you want to go back to trolling fast, either on the trip you're on or a trip in the future, all you need to do is bend the blade back to straight. But to get slower action out of these blades or out of a sling blade, any of these slim profile Dodgers, just simply bend a nice, clean arc in the blade. Again, check it aside of the boat. If you're still not trolling as slow as you want to troll, put more arc in it. If you want to speed up a little bit, put less arc in it. But that's how you tweak one of these slim profile Dodgers, for trolling at low speeds. All right. Now let's talk about fast. That's what gives a lot of guys problems. We're trolling faster and faster. There's a lot of guys that are out there that are speed trolling with flies or speed trolling, with speedy shiners. But there are times when they want to run a Dodger, and if you just grab, a standard 6-inch Dodger out of the package, you're going to get about maybe 2.2 miles an hour out of it, depending what you're pulling behind it, before it stops kicking and starts spinning, starts tangling up your gear. You don't want that to happen. So you always want your Dodger kicking. Well, there's a couple ways that you can get more speed out of a Dodger. I'm looking at my stuff over. I got a bunch of tackle over here you can't see. So the first and probably the simplest method is this right here. Take your Dodger, on the snap on the back of the Dodger, simply snap on a trolling weight with another snap on it. You're going to hook your leader in right there. Okay, the way you get more speed out of a Dodger is you tame the tail end of the Dodger by applying weight or applying pressure. The larger the weight, up to a reasonable amount. You don't want to put a 1-pound sinker back here, but in reasonable terms, the larger the weight you put back here, the faster you control, okay? Because you are taming the kicking action of the back of the blade with that additional weight. So that's the way I've been doing this forever. It's simple, it's easy, it's clean. Something I started playing with this last year at Collins Lake, though, I was just kind of messing with tackle. I love messing with tackle. I'm always messing around with tackle. And I stumbled on this. I actually stumbled on this. I was trying to run a fly behind one of my mini willow leaf Dodgers. I was using an action disc, and what I found out was that action disc completely killed the action of the Dodger, and the light bulb kind of went on. I was like, I can use an action disc to tame the kick on a large Dodger, and that way I control it even faster, and I can add some vibration to the rig, as kind of a side benefit. And here's how I did it. I actually grabbed this spoon right here. This is a Magnum trigger spoon in the blue Fire Tiger color, and the reason I grabbed that is a couple buddies of mine were up in the Pacific Northwest. They live up there. They were out yesterday, and they were putting a butt whipping on the cutthroat trout, pulling that color right there. That was Mike and Peter, and they love fishing up there in the Pacific Northwest. They're big fans of the channel, and anyhow, they were running that spoon yesterday and texted me live time from the water saying, this thing is great, we're catching fish. So anyway, I grabbed that. But let's say you were going to team that spoon right there with say a 6-inch rainbow pattern fisheye Dodger, and let's say you wanted to troll a little bit above 2.2 miles an hour, because that spoon's going to work better if we can get it up to 2.5, 2.6, something like that. Here's how I've rigged this. I got my standard leader 10-pound test fluorocarbon, comes down to a snap right there. That's how I got the spoon attached to it. I'm going to set the spoon down here right now. Just like I say, it's a standard 10-pound test leader. But what I did before I put the loop in the top of the leader right here is I added a bobber stop right there. I added a bead, and I added an action disc. And what that action disc is going to do is it's going to provide drag on the back of that blade, and it is going to tame the kick down. And you can adjust the action you're getting, at certain speeds by sliding this up. You can slide it up almost to the tail of the Dodger, like that right there. Or you can slide it down like that there and give the Dodger a little more freedom. But that action disc, it has quite a bit of drag. That cupped face catching the current, it produces quite a bit of drag, and that drag is what tames the rear, the rear kick of that Dodger. So you can make, pretty fine adjustments using that method. So that's a couple ways that you can get more speed out of your Dodgers. And I always get this question, and I'm gonna show you how they look right now. I always get a question: what is a bobber stop? Well, a bobber stop, and they come in all different shapes and sizes and colors, but my bobber stops basically look like this. It's a little plastic button, and you've got these little rubber football deals on here. And what you do, you can see that little loop in the wire right there. You stick your line through the loop in the wire, and then you slide your leader material, stick it through the loop. You slide that little rubber dealie off onto your line. That's a bobber stop. But you can use them for a lot of other things rather than just, using it to stop a slip bobber. You can use them for many different applications, and one of them I use bobber stops a lot for is acting as a stopper when using a action disc, or a wiggle disc as I call them. So that's about it, guys. One way to troll your Dodgers slower, a couple ways to get more speed out of them. I'll catch you next time right here on YouTube, and I think next time we're going to be talking about Northern California fishing. I'm going to do a fishing report. That's going to air on Thursday afternoon, so tune back in then. And if you're interested in getting that set of my dark night Dodgers, get on over to fishhuntshoot.com and we'll hook you up. Thanks a lot, guys.